Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing? Man, it's Anelli here.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? How we doing? Matt Antonelli here. As you all probably know by now, Alex Cora, manager of the Boston Red Sox, has been fired before he's even been suspended. The Red Sox have preemptively come out and fired him, okay? Do you think, here's the question, do you think that Alex Cora will manage again in the major leagues? Do you think he'll coach again? Maybe not manage again, but will he coach again? Right? So, a couple of questions. Put in the comment section below before we get going here. So let's start out with the firing of Alex Cora. Okay, Red Sox know what's coming, right? They've probably known for a long time, and they're gonna get out ahead of this thing. They're gonna fire him, even though they said they mutually parted ways. Basically, he's getting fired, right? They want to get this done before we get closer to spring training, and it becomes a humongous distraction. Okay, and they already know he's gonna be suspended. So he won't be around this year anyway. He might not be around for a couple of years. But let's just try to get this over with quickly. There's still going to be distractions, right? Because all the players are going to get asked about this, and it's going to be a media disaster all spring training. But let's just try to end it as quickly as possible. The other thing is, it's really difficult in a few ways. One, you're going to have him suspended, right? So he's going to be suspended for a long time, and then you're going to have to try to bring him back into the organization after a year off or maybe 2 years off. It just gets really messy and gets really difficult. But the other thing is, it's really tough, I think, to have the manager of your team, the CEO of your team, the face of your franchise, be that after he was just basically named the mastermind, the creator of the biggest sign-stealing scheme of all time, right? A huge cheating scandal. I just think it's really hard to have your manager have someone be your manager that just did that, right? I think it's really difficult. And so I think it's an easy decision for the Red Sox to just say, okay, let's cut ties now and let's move in a different direction and let's get going and start things over. And they're going to get blasted with a bunch of other penalties and stuff like that coming up soon by the commissioner. But let's just try to get this over with quickly and try to move on and move ahead. And the one thing about Alex Cora, which I think Alex Cora is a great baseball mind, right? I think you talk to anyone, like everyone says he's a great person and a great baseball person, knows the game, can coach it, can manage it, right? He's very, very good. But the only thing that bothered me now, looking back at some of the press conferences, some of the quotes from Alex Cora throughout the last couple of years was, I don't know, he just seemed very arrogant about this whole thing. And he was talking kind of in code because obviously he couldn't come out and say what was going on. But for example, if you look at, there was one after the London series when the Red Sox played the Yankees in 2019 when the Yankees just obliterated the Red Sox pitching. And Carlos Beltran had become special assistant to the GM after the game. You know, Cora is calling out Beltran in front of everyone. And he's basically, like, now it's easy to see, right? But at the time, we didn't know this stuff. We didn't know that Beltran and Cora had devised this plan in Houston in 2017. But he's calling him out, basically, like, I see what you're doing, Carlos, right? He says Carlos Beltran's the best acquisition the Yankees made this offseason, right? He pays attention to details just like I do. We're the same person. He knows how I work. I know how he works, right? And he continually, he just keeps going and going, basically being like, you know, Carlos, I'm the sign stealer, right? Like, I'm the guy known for this. So I see what you're doing, and I don't know if he's saying you better stop, but he's saying, don't worry, like, we're going to get this fixed because I'm the guy that does this stuff, okay? Not you. I don't know. I just felt like he was very arrogant in that, basically calling him out in front of everybody, but doing it in a way that, you know, people didn't know exactly what was going on just yet. And it was almost like he felt like he was someone that, like, couldn't get caught. I don't know if he thought, like, I can't get caught, I'm above the law, I can't get caught, or if he just didn't realize, I don't know, maybe he just didn't realize that this was like a really big deal and you probably don't want to be saying anything. I almost feel like in some ways, like he's known as someone, and so was Beltran, as players that they could pick signs just by looking, right? They were really good at just looking at pitchers and being able to pick their signs, right? Pitch tipping. I almost feel like he was really, really good at this, and that was kind of what he was known as. Like, I played with certain guys that were kind of known as the guys that could pick up pitcher signs, and then they would relay it to everybody. And when you become known as that, it's kind of like, geez, look at this guy. This guy's a genius, right? And so I almost feel like he was really good at that, and he was known as that guy, and you take pride in that. Like, I'm the dude that can pick pitcher signs, right? Guys come to me, I'm going to help the team. And that can help you win games, obviously. And I don't know if he was that guy, he took pride in it, and then he slowly tried to go further and further, right? He tried to get closer and closer to the line of, okay, this is allowed, I'm doing it with my eyes, versus this is not allowed, doing it with technology. And then he passed that line, and then he just kept going, and he went so far that he didn't realize. It's always like one day he looked up and he was like, oh my God, like, how did I get here? Like, how did I get here? Why am I here right now? And I just didn't like some of those press conferences. There was another one when they beat around Severino when he came to Boston one time, and he just gives like this really like snark like comment, and he gets up and he walks away, basically like, oh, he gave up 4 runs in the first couple innings or whatever. Is that a quality start? And then he gets up and he walks away. And I don't know if they had his signs that day or what they were doing, but I just didn't like it. It was like he was kind of throwing it out there and just being arrogant, even though they were cheating, right? And again, I don't know if he was cheating that time, but I'm just saying they had cheated a lot. Okay, now will he manage again or coach? I don't know. First off, managing, I don't know if he's going to manage again. Like, it's going to have to take a long, long, long time. Like, I think AJ Hinch is going to manage. I think AJ Hinch is going to manage again. I don't know if Cora is going to manage again, right? AJ Hinch, like, he didn't condone it. He didn't stop the guys from doing it. They said he broke a couple of monitors, but he didn't devise the plan. It doesn't sound like he didn't devise it, didn't create it. It wasn't like, hey guys, we should be cheating. We've got to be doing this. Like, he didn't do any of that. He just didn't stop it. Should he have stopped it? Yeah, absolutely, but he didn't. Cora, on the other hand, created it. He created this whole thing. And so I just think it's different. Like, I think Hinch will have a chance to manage again. I don't know if Cora is going to. If he does, it's going to be a long, long time. And by that point, like, it's going to, like, just disappear, you know? Will he coach again? Again, he's not going to coach for a while. I don't know. Maybe after a while, after this all blows over, everyone forgets about it. Years down the road, maybe he gets into coaching and then he works his way back up. Shows that he's past this. He's not doing the cheating thing. He's not going to do this anymore. Maybe he gets a chance to coach and then see what happens. But I think it's going to be really, really hard. And he's going to be suspended for a while anyways. So I personally, I'm going to say he's not going to, I don't think he's going to manage. He may coach again, maybe. Chances are he might be out with both. I think it's hard to bring somebody into the organization that is known to be like the mastermind, the cheater, right? It's a distraction. It's a really, really big distraction. Anyone that hires this guy, you're going to get bombarded with question after question after question. Having this guy in your organization, how are you going to bring in somebody that has been known to be a cheater, that has been known to break the rules of Major League Baseball, even when they were repeatedly told, stop doing this, stop cheating, right? If you cheat, you will have really harsh penalties come down on you, and it didn't detract them at all. He just kept going. I think it's hard to bring someone like that into your organization, right? He didn't just do this once. He did this multiple times. He did it with the Astros in 17. Then he brought it then he was doing it with the Red Sox in 18. And so you have someone that is a repeat offender. He's cheated multiple times. You're going to bring him in. Like, is he going to cheat again? You got to answer that question. You've always got to wonder, is he cheating? Right? So, again, more distractions. So I just think in the end, I think it's going to be really hard for him to get back into the game. The suspension hasn't come out. Like, some people are saying, now that I've thought about it more, I think he's going to get a bigger suspension than Hinch, right? Because he is the creator of it, and he's done it for multiple years, and there's multiple offenses. He had it with the Astros, and there's more stuff with the Red Sox. That he got in trouble with. So I think it's going to be a longer suspension. People are saying like, oh, give him a lifetime suspension. I still don't think it's going to be a lifetime suspension. Maybe it's a couple of years, but I think a couple of years is basically like giving him almost a lifetime suspension, because I don't know if anyone's going to mess with him when he's finally done with the suspension. So put in the comment section below again if you think he's going to manage or if he's going to coach. I would be interested to hear what you guys have to say. And that's all we got. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel, share the video with all your friends, all that good stuff, and we'll talk to you later.